Greetings everybody, welcome to Cinema Prescriptions, and today we will be looking at Spider-Man No Way Home. Alright, let's get to it. Alright, so the director of this film was John Watt. He's known for directing the other two films in this series, Spider-Man Homecoming and Spider-Man Far From Home. But he also directed two other films that I know of. They were called Cop Car, and another one was called Clown. I've seen neither of those films, so I know him more from the Spider-Man films. So let's move on to a good comparison film. A good comparison film for this one would be the Flashpoint animated film, because Peter and Barry both mess with their realities. Barry went back in time and he saved his mother, and that changed the continuity and the timeline in the DC universe, and it made it more post-apocalyptic and almost ended the world and things like that. Okay, so Peter pretty much does this, close to the same thing. He goes to Doctor Strange to have everybody's memory wiped, and it causes time to pretty much tear in the Marvel films. So those two films are pretty similar in my opinion. Alright, so the budget for this film is $200 million. I feel like they definitely utilized their budget this time around. They had a lot of the characters from the old films show up in this film, so that would probably cost them a lot of arm and leg right there. And the CGI was really great in the film most of the time. And also, this is the third film in the series, so you know it's going to cost a lot of money for this film to be made. The synopsis for this film is, with Spider-Man's identity now revealed, our friendly neighborhood web singer is unmasked and no longer able to separate his normal life as Peter Parker from the high stakes of being a superhero. When Peter asks for help from Doctor Strange, the stakes become even more dangerous, forcing him to discover what it truly means to be Spider-Man. That pretty much sums up the film. What makes the film easy to love? I feel like this film is very ambitious. The film feels grand. I would say that adding characters from previous films and other MCU movies was the huge draw for this film, and I feel like they delivered in that department. And it also adds a layer of unpredictability to the films, because you never know who's going to show up. You don't know what kind of surprises you're going to see going into the film. I feel that Willem Dafoe does a great job in this film. I feel that because throughout the film he doesn't wear his goblin mask, so you get to see his performance a lot better than you did in the first Spider-Man film, so he's able to have a lot of fun with the role. And also the second half of the film is a pure spectacle. You see so much fan service and stuff going on, and there's just a lot going on in this film. And I don't want to go too much into things because I don't want to spoil things for anybody, because I know how spoilers make people angry, like they make me angry. The story relies a lot on nostalgia and fan service. It felt like they just gathered everything that they know the fans wanted to see and they just threw it into a film, and not really worried about where the plot points were going sometimes. I don't want to dive I don't want to dive too deep into it because I don't want to spoil anything. I feel like the MCU has kind of become a crutch so that you can introduce plot points and content, and you don't have to worry about explaining it in that film, because you can bring it up in any other MCU film and get away with it pretty much, in my opinion. And also, sometimes the humor wasn't that great, in my opinion. I know, like, I kind of sound like somebody who hates humor, but I don't, I swear. But especially the first half of the film, I really didn't. A lot of the jokes didn't land with me, in my opinion. So that's my review for it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Mwah.